Hello, my name is Jenny Cather, and this is my professional communications class. This is going to be my last speech for the semester, and the speech is an informative speech. And I thank you all for being here and being participants in my presentation today. As for my introduction, I would like to start off by saying hello, everybody. I would like to start off by asking you all just how sure you are when it comes to what you are putting into your body. I know all of us try to make sure that we are eating healthy. We go along with what nutritional values that we have learned over the years in schooling, or what we have been raised to know from our family that is healthy. Another reason people started being aware of what they are consuming is because of personal risks, personal health risks. All these reasons are facts of why people maintain their health. Three major concerns that I have researched in what people are putting into their body are farm animals, they are fruits and vegetables, and our beverages. This is why I am here today to persuade my audience that you are what you eat. So my first subject I would like to talk about is farm animals and meat. The effects of why people should be concerned, and as I stated before, you are what you eat. There are toxins, medicines, and chemicals that have been known that are unfit for human consumption, that are routinely fed to animals in the farming industry, which means that this is what we are consuming when we eat meat or dairy products. There are 5 scary things that are in our meat and that we're eating. The first of these 5s are antibiotics, and they're fed to all animals every day. More than 80% of the total amount of antibiotics consumed in the United States are consumed by farm animals. This is leading to a huge increase in the amount of antibiotic-resistant pathogens that our bodies hold along with animals. The second most scary thing about eating meat, and that is what is put in our farm animals, is a drug called ractopamine. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but ractopamine. It was banned in 160 other countries. This drug is fed to our cattle and pigs, and even the FDA has warned that this is not for use in humans. The most worrying fact about this drug is that up to 20% of the drug remains in our meat after slaughter. And in order to, the reason they do this is to increase the production weight, which will increase the profitability of these slaughtering factories. Another drug, the third most scary one, is Zilmax. And it is another muscle-binding drug to add weight to gain profitability / money for these companies. The fourth one is processed food, or processed garbage for pigs, and that is what pig's food is. It's common for pigs to be fed processed food waste. Food and mouth disease. It has been closely linked with food waste feeding. In 2001, the UK had an outbreak of the food mouth disease, and it led back to meat being fed to pigs at a waste-feeding pig farm. This is the 5th, and to me, the most disturbing, scary aspect of what they put in our meat and what we're eating every day. And it is called the same species meat. Basically, what they are doing is they are feeding rendered meat back to the same species of animals. Pigs, cattle, chicken, turkey, and so on. We have not just created an animal holocaust with how we factory these animals in together and keep tens and thousands of these animals confined in sheds or whatnot to be processed and slaughtered. We also have forced our animals to become cannibals. Mad cow disease is another effect from some of this species feeding that we have heard about in the past recent decade. Laws since the mad cow disease have been put in place basically to tighten down what they are feeding the animals. However, cow blood and other body parts are still being fed back to cows and other animals like chicken. Which brings me to the second part of my Roman numeral. In the animals and what they're being fed, another one that I looked up a lot of was chickens. And it was really, really gruesome to find out that our chickens are the most abused animals on the planet. And in the United States, approximately 9 billion chickens are killed for their flesh each year, and that 305 million hens are used for their eggs. The vast majority of these animals spend basically the majority of their lives after 5 to 7 weeks that they're born in total confinement from the moment they hatch until the moment they're killed. Another thing that I thought was interesting with the chicken industry was that chickens are raised for flesh are often packed in thousands of massive sheds, like I stated, and that they're fed large amounts of antibiotics, just like a lot of our meats and fruits and vegetables. It says also that if you are eating chicken, you are eating poop. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, the USDA, a study found more than 99% of broiler chicken carcasses sold in the United States have detectable levels of E. coli, including fecal contamination. And that means that you are almost guaranteed that you are swallowing actual poop in every time that you chomp down on a dead chicken. 1.1 million reports have been reported that Americans are sickened each year by undercooked or tainted chicken. And this was stated by the Consumer Reports people. So there you can see that our meats are not what we expect them to be as we consume and eat them. My next subject is going to be on fruits and vegetables. And what I have found out about fruits and vegetables is that it is never good to intake pesticides, and a lot of our fruits and vegetables have been contaminated with this. It has been linked to a range of health problems, including cancer, developmental problems for children, and also lower IQs in children. According to the Environmental Working Group, 48 popular fruits and vegetables have been based off analysis of more than 38,000 samples taken by the USDA and the FDA, and that they found that these fruits had pesticides in them when they're even washed or peeled. So basically this pesticide is seeping into the fruit skin and getting into the actual fruit even after you peel or wash it. There are 12 most contaminated fruits and veggies that have been, I guess, known to the public, been put out there in 2015, and they are noted as the Dirty Dozen. So I'd like to tell you guys what these Dirty Dozen are. The apples are number 1. 99% of apples tested positive for at least one pesticide. You can see here, this is an apple that has been pumped full of antibiotics. You hold up an organic apple to that and you can see the size difference of the organic apple versus the antibiotic apple or pesticide apple. Same with bananas. These are organic bananas, and this compares to what they're pumping into our bananas that are regular, which you do not get the organic. You can see the size difference. Second is peaches. They have found 98% positive for pesticides for peaches. Nectarines is third, 97% likely to have pesticides in them. Strawberries, one sample of a strawberry shows 13 different pesticides in one strawberry. Grapes, a single grape contained 15 pesticides. Celery ranked 6th this year in the top Dirty Dozen. Spinach is the 7th Dirty Dozen vegetable, I would say spinach is. A sweet bell pepper, just as one single sweet bell pepper has 15 pesticides. Cucumbers were ranked at 9th in the Dirty Dozen list. Snap peas imported shows 13 different pesticides, and potatoes had more pesticides by weight than any other produce. For my third subject, I would like to talk about sugars, beverages that we intake along with the artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners trigger insulin, which sends your body into a fat storage mode, which ultimately leads you up to gaining weight. Whether they told you that Diet Pop doesn't have you gain weight and it has no calories in it, that is completely false. Diet Pop drinkers have a 70% greater chance of increase in waist circumference than non-drinkers. Drinking one diet soda a day gives people a 36% increased risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and strokes. Also, in doing my research, I found that artificial sweeteners change the natural bacteria in your gut, which causes inflammation, or the fuel, basically, that fires up everything in our bodies. That's what inflammation is. So, by drinking Diet Pop, it changes our natural bacteria and can lead to inflammation, which leads to every chronic disease / infection that we encounter. The helpful suggestions I have for this: to drink water more than pop or Diet Pop. If you like fizzy, then try sparkling water. Then I've also learned about probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics put the right bacteria back into your gut. So I have a couple props here, visual aids that would like to show you. This is a probiotic. It's called KeVita, and it's a master brew of kombucha, I think is the way we pronounce it. And it has live probiotics in here. It's like a tea, and it can basically put those natural bacteria that we need in our body back into our gut and can kind of turn it around for us all. Eating foods that are fermented, for example, are really healthy for you as well. These are probiotics would be sauerkraut. There's kimchi. And just plain organic Greek yogurt would also be a good one. Prebiotics is what basically makes your bacteria, your good bacteria in your system grow. So good things to eat that would be prebiotics would be asparagus, garlic, green onions would be 3 good examples of that. I have an actual package of sauerkraut too as a visual. So in conclusion for my speech, I just want to make sure that we and you understand that we all need to be more aware of what we're intaking. We need to be smarter as a people and not just eat what the society wants us to eat. I have been a cook for a long time as my profession, so this topic really interested me. It does not matter whether you are a cook, a chef, a nutritionist, or just simply a mother and father feeding their children. The research I have just gained and I'm sharing with you on what we are easily eating every day is scary. When I was young, all I was taught in school is the food pyramid and how much of the food groups we were supposed to intake daily. So, with what I have shared with you today, I hope that it makes you all more alert and aware of what they are doing to our food, and that it is an actual concern, and that the more that we realize it, the more we can put a control to it and the more we can stop it. I feel that if everyone started eating more organic foods, more prebiotics, probiotics, having more gardens like my cousin Annette, or even having farms, people would ultimately turn this whole thing around. So again, I thank you for you guys being a part of my audience, and I am concluding this as my final speech. Thank you.
Okay.